It's Monday, December 31, the last day of 2018. Here's what's making the news today. In our first report, Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, who is performing the functions of president, has informed the ABC countries, America, Britain, Canada, and the European Union, of its intentions following the December 21 vote. Details in this report.
I was accompanied by Vice President and Minister of Public Security, Cameron Ramstan, Minister of State, Joseph Harmon, and we explained fully the government's position, that is, that we respect the Constitution and that we will uphold the Constitution.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu also said that the coalition remains the government of the people and will continue to carry out its functions.
We are not aware of any provision in the Constitution for a caretaker government. In fact, we have been the government since we have been elected, and we continue to be the government until fresh elections are held.
In light of the contention surrounding the issue of what constitutes a majority, the Prime Minister said government is interested in settling with certainty the question of what constitutes a majority of all the elected members of the National Assembly.
We presented the representative of the ABC and E countries with legal opinions that were given to the government by experts, and we're hoping that the Speaker would take these opinions into consideration in reviewing the vote of the 21st of December.
Following a return of 32 to 33 votes on a confidence motion brought in the National Assembly by the opposition, Speaker of the House Dr. Barton Scotland has indicated that the National Assembly will meet on January 3, 2019 to determine the consequences and way forward. Speaker of the National Assembly Dr. Barton Scotland is expected to make a ruling on January 3 on the recently voted no confidence motion which was filed against the government. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams says the government has a fully qualified team if the need arises to challenge the Speaker's ruling. More in this Felicia Valenzuela report.
Parliament will meet on Thursday, January 3rd, its first session for the new year. And top of the agenda is Speaker Dr. Barton Scotland's ruling on the no confidence motion against the government, which was debated on December 21st, 2018. The Speaker will deal with the consequences of the vote. However, according to Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, the government has sent a legal memorandum to the Speaker of the National Assembly setting out the legal issues that it wishes for him to consider.
Whether 33 votes in favour of the motion of no confidence amounted to a majority of all elected members in accordance with Article 106.6 of the Constitution. 2. Whether Resolution 101 is constitutional and effective and passed in accordance with Article 106.6 of the Constitution. 3. Whether Mr. Charan Das Prasad was disqualified to vote as an elected member of the National Assembly. 4. Whether the Speaker can reverse the ruling that the no confidence motion was carried. 5. What is the effect of the sub judice rule should the Speaker's ruling be legally challenged in the courts? And 6. Whether the Speaker's ruling on the vote can be nullified by the courts.
During the debate on the motion of no confidence, the claim for division was recorded as 33 for the motion and 32 against the motion. However, according to the Attorney General, it is the government's position that there was a miscalculation of the majority of all elected members as required under Article 106.6 of the Constitution for the government to be defeated on a vote of no confidence.
In relation to those issues, the government contends in relation to issues 1 and 2, this government was not defeated by a majority as required under Article 106.6 of the Constitution. In order for the government to be defeated on a vote of confidence, 34 or more votes of all the elected members in favor of the motion were required instead of 33. This assertion is grounded in established parliamentary precedent and practice and case law in the Commonwealth. The National Assembly comprises 65 members. mathematically half of all elected members of the current National Assembly would result in a fraction 32.5. There are judicial authorities to show that where a number results in a fraction, it is rounded up. In the instant case, as half of 65 results in a fraction of 32.5, this figure should then be rounded to the next whole number, being 33, which would now represent half of the elected members. In accordance with the practical application of the meaning of majority, one must now be added to 33 to derive a majority of 34 votes.
According to the Attorney General, the government has a fully qualified team including Senior Counsel Rex McKay, prominent attorney Stephen Fraser, the incoming Attorney General of Belize, and advisors from Barbados. Reporting for InfoHub, Felicia Valenzuela.
Clerk of the National Assembly Sherlock Isaacs has dismissed a Guyana Times article dated December 28, 2018, titled, "No Confidence Vote Certified Will Not Be Reviewed, Clerk of House." In a letter disseminated to the press on Saturday, December 29, Isaacs said, quote, "The excerpt of the article which refers to the clerk is erroneous and misleading to the public," end quote. According to Isaacs, he never confirmed the validity or invalidity of the passage of the no confidence motion. He said his statement explaining that it was not his duty to perform a review of the passage of the no confidence motion was misconstrued and misrepresented in the article. In his letter, the clerk said he outrightly rejects the statement and called for it to be immediately withdrawn and an apology issued. The content of his letter can be viewed on our website. The coalition government remains firm on its stance that a total of 34 votes is needed for a no-confidence motion to be passed in the National Assembly. Isaiah Braffett brings the details.
Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan, during a recent appearance on the National Communication Network program Context, said after careful consideration of Articles 106.6 and 168 of the Constitution, 34 votes are indeed needed for the passage of a no-confidence motion. With that, he said the government has decided to challenge the passage of the motion on January 3, 2019.
Now, in view of what happened on the 21st, when the Speaker of the House indicated that he's going to adjourn Parliament to deal with the consequences of that, what one might regard as a surprise, result, in the context of that, we've decided that we are going to argue the case that it has not been a threshold figure that was arrived at. That, however, we are saying will have to now be determined by the Speaker, because the internal arrangements of the House is headed by the Speaker. And the Speaker, if there is clearly a mistake in relation to the computation of what the threshold level is, that could be corrected.
Minister Ramjatan said it is important for citizens to fully understand the distinction between the two articles and not take what is being peddled by the opposition as the absolute truth.
It is important that people just do not, follow through with what is regarded as the simplicity. The law is the law, and that is why the Constitution made an exception to 168 by having 168 drafted the way it is, and also now save and accept this 106.6.
Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
The Department of Public Information (DPI) notes a fake report circulating on social media and WhatsApp relating to an aircraft departing the Eugene F. Correa International Airport. DPI dismisses this report as completely false and urges the public not to fall prey to it. A release from DPI stated it is clear that this report was conceived and distributed by desperate political forces meant to excite the public with a view to creating a sense of alarm and unease. DPI calls on the public to reject this fake report and to not engage in its further dissemination. Still to come, Guyana mourns passing of country's first Amerindian Affairs Minister, and citizens bid farewell to 2018 and share New Year's plans. Stay with us.
Daddy!
Welcome back. The Guyana Water Incorporated GWI has reported that more than 10,000 residents in regions 1, 3, 4, 7, 8 and 9 received access to potable water for the first time during 2018. Seneca Thorne has more to tell us.
This was announced by the Guyana Water Incorporated Managing Director Dr. Richard Van West Charles during the utility company's year-end press briefing. Among the communities to benefit from water for the first time are Mabruma and Barabina, Zealot Phase 3, Providence Phase 3, Chinawing, Paramakatoy and Yaung Paru.
The Phase 3 in Providence that have been waiting for a long time have recently got water, and Covent Garden and Farm. In Region 5, there was a newly activated at Cotton Tree to provide 3,000 customers with 24-hour service, and also at number 6 Village in Shieldstown. In Region 6, we introduced the Sequest at Sheetanka. Indeed, they were having a very high iron content, and that's one of the reasons why a water treatment plant is placed there. But in the meantime, we've put in Sequest to remove the iron.
Additionally, major maintenance work were carried out on 112 wells to ensure 24-hour supplies and improve the level of service. According to Dr. Van West Charles, more than 73% of GWI's customers are now receiving 24-hour supply.
In some areas, we have some challenges because for years the network has been up and down in terms of the supply. It's much incrustation, so we are now using different methods to remove the incrustation from the pipes. So some people may find that a lot of iron is coming out. That is the result of our attempt now to clean the lines so that you have a better quality.
In terms of quality of water supply, over 12,530 water quality tests were conducted countrywide to ensure that the water supply is WHO compliant. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
Former Minister of Amerindian Affairs Francis Viber de Souza passed away on Saturday, December 29 at his home in Eccles. De Souza, who served as the Minister of Amerindian Affairs, also wore many hats in his professional career. Prior to being appointed as a government minister, de Souza served as Minister of Local Government and Regional Development. He worked as an entrepreneur. He also worked as a sales agent at the Hand in Hand Insurance Company, a cultural officer attached to the Agricultural and General Workers Union, and a technician clerk at the St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital. De Souza also served as president of the Catholic Youth Guyana. He was a member of the Progressive Youth Organization from 1972 to 1982 and vice president of the Organization of Indigenous People from 1991 to 1992. The Department of Public Information extends sympathy to his family on his passing. As we count down to the last hours of 2018, InfoHub took its cameras to downtown Georgetown to get an idea of what are some of the resolutions being made by citizens for themselves in 2019. Here is our final report.
While sharing personal resolutions for the new year, citizens are hoping to see a more unified Guyana in 2019.
Well, I wish Guyanese all the best and that you do your best in 2019.
Well, number one for myself, I'm mainly aiming at independent stability for me and my family, but for the country, I want everybody just like let love reign and let the government and everybody just be as one, because with all that's been going on, Parliament and XYZ, not to call any names, but we just want love, peace, and everybody to prosper. Guyanese should be successful.
I wish everybody would just be a little more grown up and cooperate a bit more.
My New Year resolution is to be more closer with God, because I attend the Caneville Full Gospel Church. And for the country, I hope that we have more unity between the Indian, the Africans, the Amerindians, because we're 6 races. So let's bring the country together, stop the division.
Hope that the two parties, the opposition and the government, can come to a resolution and work together in the best interest of the country.
Well, at least I want to see better. At least I want to see Guyanese people get something out of the oil, something that could benefit them out of the oil.
and let me just live in unity.
In terms of the country, I'm praying that Guyana would really embrace God, because we do need Him, and you want to see a unified Guyana, a Guyana that is on the rise, doing well, and I believe strongly that with God's help it can happen.
10-year-old Gabriella Simeon shared her New Year's wish with InfoHub.
I wish to do better in my school, and I wish everyone a Happy New Year. And my teachers and everyone who have helped me, even those who I don't know, I wish you all a Happy New Year.
For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
As 2019 beckons, we at the Department of Public Information would like to thank each and every one of you who have followed our news coverage over the past year. We wish you all a very happy new year, filled with success, happiness, and good health. That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates and visit our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.